there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got some interesting insights into India's labor laws and the recent developments surrounding them. Let's dive right in. So, back in 2019 and 2020, the Indian Parliament passed 4 labor codes by merging 29 central labor laws. These codes were aimed at adapting to the evolving labor market trends. However, fast forward 3 years and not much has changed on the ground. Why? Well, it turns out that both central and state governments need to notify the rules under their respective jurisdictions for these codes to become operational. And guess what? This hasn't happened yet. In India, labor laws are a complex web of regulations governed by both the central government and individual states. These laws are rooted in the Indian Constitution, guaranteeing workers various rights, such as equality before the law, the freedom to form associations, and protection against forced labor and child labor. In 2020, the Indian Parliament approved 4 crucial labor codes. The Code on Wages 2019, focusing on minimum wages. The Code on Industrial Relations 2020, outlining terms of employment, the Code on Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions 2020, addressing workers' safety, and the Code on Social Security 2020, aimed at protecting unorganized and gig workers. These codes aim to simplify and strengthen labor protections, making it easier for both workers and employers to navigate the labor landscape in India. It's important to note that these changes have stirred up quite a bit of controversy. First off, one of the key changes introduced by the Industrial Relations Code pertains to the right of workers to strike. Under the new regulations, labor unions must provide a substantial 60-day notice before initiating a strike. Furthermore, if any labor-related proceedings are ongoing before a labor tribunal or the National Industrial Tribunal, workers are prohibited from striking for a period of 60 days following the conclusion of these proceedings. These provisions apply universally across all industries. This marks a significant departure from the previous system, where workers could call for a strike for providing notice ranging from 2 to 6 weeks. Additionally, flash strikes, which were previously tolerated, will now be prohibited under the new code. What's more, if there are ongoing proceedings before a labor tribunal or the National Industrial Tribunal, workers are prohibited from going on strike for a period of 60 days after these proceedings conclude. This effectively limits their ability to strike during legal processes. Also, one of these new laws is about acknowledging the importance of work-life balance. It's going to make companies compensate employees who haven't taken more than 30 days of leave. So, if you're wondering what to do with all those unused vacation days, here's your answer. You'll get paid for them. Here's the catch, though. These laws haven't come into force just yet. They're waiting for the official green light. But when they do, they'll bring some significant changes, including how much leave you can accumulate, your take-home pay, and more. One notable aspect of these changes is that they apply to all industries across the board. This means that regardless of the sector, these rules are now in effect. Additionally, flash strikes, those spontaneous work stoppages, will be outlawed under these new regulations. Now, it's worth mentioning that these changes have not been without criticism. A coalition of 10 trade unions, excluding the RSS-affiliated BMS, has been vocal in their opposition. They argue that these codes are anti-worker and exploitative, representing a significant erosion of labor rights. Ravinder Himte, the General Secretary of Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh (BMS), emphasized his firm stance on certain labor codes. The BMS, affiliated with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh (RSS), expressed wholehearted support for some codes while insisting that their agreement on others depended on the government's acceptance of their recommendations. Notably, their primary concerns had revolved around the Industrial Relations Code and the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020. You see, labor issues fall under the concurrent list, which means both the central and state governments have to get their act together and notify the rules. Until that happens, these labor codes are just sitting on the shelf. The Parliament passed the Code on Wages in August 2019 and the other three on industrial relations, occupational safety, health, and social security were passed in September 2020. Why is notifying these rules so crucial, you ask? Well, the rules play a vital role in implementing the codes effectively. According to the Economic Survey, there's a requirement for pre-publication of these rules in official gazettes for public consultation. Now, let's discuss about what is the current status of these codes. As for the implementation of these codes, it's been a mixed bag across different states. Some states have made significant progress in framing rules and regulations under the new labor laws, while others are still in the preliminary stages. Maharashtra, for instance, has already notified rules for these codes. Furthermore, the union government has urged union territories to expedite the process of framing rules for the Industrial Relations Code, and several have complied with this directive. In terms of states that have made progress, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Manipur, Bihar, and the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir have all taken steps to implement the required regulations under these new labor laws. So, where do we stand now? As of December 13, 2022, some progress has been made. About 31 states have pre-published the draft rules under the Code on Wages, 28 states for the Industrial Relations Code, 28 states for the Code on Social Security, and 26 states for the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code. Now let's discuss about the future steps. A senior Labour Ministry official mentioned that once states notify the rules in their respective jurisdictions, the central government will follow suit. They're all set with the rules under the central jurisdiction, apparently. Now let's come to what will be the impact of the new labor laws. Now here's the catch. Labor law experts are concerned that this delay in notifying the rules is stalling the very labor reforms the government aimed to implement. These reforms were not only supposed to boost economic changes but also improve the welfare of unorganized sector workers. So there you have it, friends. India's labor laws are at a crossroads. The codes are ready, but until the rules are officially notified, their impact remains limited. We'll keep you updated on any further developments in this crucial area. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest updates. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more updates on this important issue.